You're listening to the Podcast Detroit Network. Visit www.podcastdetroit.com for more information.
If you ever wondered what 2.5 Geeks talk about from Detroit when they go to the bar
tonight,
we'll get to that later. What 2.5 Geeks talk about when they go to the bar in Detroit, well, you have found the right show. This is the IT and the D show, and we're at episode 184. Special guests tonight. We have Randy, Emily, and Spencer here, the team that is launching IT and the D and Arbor.
Whoop, whoop. Yeah.
We'll talk about all that in segment 2. Segment 3, we got Steve Gore in the house from Blue Chip Talent. The Pink Slip Party is coming around the corner. We want to talk about the IT job market and all the properties of said job market. And hey, this episode is brought to you by our friends at Fellows Shredders. You may think all shredders are created equal, but only Fellows are built for durability and maximum performance. They get the job done every single time. Plus, with features like 100% jam-proof system, silent shred, Fellows are at the forefront of technology. To learn more about the world's toughest shredders, do us a favor. Visit Fellows, FELLOWES.com. Fellows, pioneering innovation, office products.
It's pioneering, Bob.
For 100 years. That's why Nuri's not here.
He can't deliver the smooth voiceover voice that we've come to love and know.
He does voiceovers for Microsoft and Google. I can't compete with that.
Well, you could, but you choose not to.
Go to Fellows, FELLOWES.com. Dave, you may fire when ready.
Starfighter, you have been recruited by the Star League to defend the frontier against Sur and the Kodan Armada.
Following program is intended for mature audiences.
This is Max Headroom, and what you're about to witness is one of the most sinister-sounding intros to a trailer to one of the greatest epics ever.
It's I Love the 80s, and this is 1984.
I'm a luck dragon. My name is Falcor.
This is Billy D. Williams. Bob and Dave and I are enjoying a Colt 45 right now. And remember, IT in the D, it works every time.
1, 2, fairies come for you.
Just where do you guys think you are?
The Library of Congress?
Detroit? Beyond the sun?
Any of those right?
Take him to Detroit.
No! No, not Detroit! No! No, please! Anything but that! No!
I used to hang out at the Magumbo Bar. It was a rough place, the seediest dive on the wharf, populated with every reject and cutthroat from Bombay to Calcutta. It's worse than Detroit.
You will never find the more wretched hive of scum and villainy.
Then don't come! Shut up!
Number one, he hates bright lights. We know that. But you got to keep him out of the sunlight. Number two, keep him away from water. And probably the most important thing, don't ever feed him after midnight.
Dig you IT geeks. This is Dre DeMatteo from Sons of Anarchy. You are listening to IT and the D.
Yeah, let's have a bachelor party with chicks and guns and fire trucks and hookers and drugs and food.
Yeah. All the things that make life worth living.
So what happens when you tap the angry beaver in the bunghole?
Exactly. Come on.
Tries. What the hell with this? I'm calling a break. We'll come back to the show.
After those 12 weeks, some of you will be police officers and some of you will not.
What's up, everybody? This is Billy Zapka. Sweep the leg. Listening to IT and the D show. No mercy.
I may have to wipe the geek off.
Hi, this is Martin Cove, John Kreese from the Karate Kid movie, and you're listening to IT and the D.
Yes, Sensei!
Sweep the leg. You have a problem with that? No, Sensei.
Are we at a break yet?
Hi, I'm Ernie Hudson, and you're listening to IT and the D. All you nerds out there.
Nerds?
Nerds.
Nerds!
What is a nerd?
I'm a nerd, and I'm pretty proud of it.
Check Rolling Stone magazine's Axel Foley. That's what it is.
This is Scott Steiner, Big Pump Pump. IT and the D show is your hookup. Holler if you hear me.
You're in your underwear, I'm in my underwear. Hey, let's hang out.
No, I'm sorry, honey. I have a headache.
I definitely want to see Bob in his underwear. That's a fact.
I can't say no, and I don't really want to.
Well, especially with the back doors open.
I find her interesting because she's a client and because she sleeps above her covers. 4 feet above her covers. She barks, she drools, she claws.
It's just too big. How big? It's way too big.
I can get it all the way in.
what's happening, hot stuff?
Really? Should we talk about this? Tag team. Should I keep going or should I stop?
I can't believe I gave my panties to a geek.
I'm totally into Dave, but not so much Bob.
She got married. What? She at the church. She got married to a bohunk.
Married?
Married? Yeah, married.
We just lost our clean tag on iTunes.
This is Robert Hayes, Ted Stryker to my mother. When I'm not hanging out at the Magumbo bar, I'm listening to the ITintheD show. It's worse than Detroit.
Yes, it's true. This man has no dick.
Is there such thing as a meat hangover?
I love my Monday meat stick.
Come with me if you want to live.
Hey, folks, this is WWE Hall of Famer Hacksaw Jim Duggan, and you're listening to the ITintheD show. Tough guy. Ho!
Time to laugh, and a time to weep, a time to mourn, and there is a time to dance.
So, what would you little maniacs like to do first?
The question isn't what are we going to do, the question is what aren't we going to do?
Ludicrous speed! Sir, had you better buckle up? Buckle this! Ludicrous speed! Go!
Welcome. Thank you for listening. This is the one and only ITintheD show. We are at episode 184, recording live here in Podcast Detroit in Studio One. This is Bob the Sales Guy here with Dave the Geek, running the soundboard. Nuri the FNG's on a plane to the West Coast. Find us online, ITintheD.com. I'll say shout out to Randy, but he's here. Woo. Shout out to Ian. For filling us up on the Twitter. Follow us on all the socials, subscribe on the iTunes and on the Googles and all the places where fine podcasts are sold.
Exactly. So, hey, before we get rolling, this episode is brought to you by Blue Apron. Kind of cool stuff. So not all ingredients are created equal. These have fresh, high quality ingredients, make a real difference. So it's important to know where your food comes from. Thankfully, for less than $10 per person per meal, Blue Apron delivers easy to follow recipes along with pre-portioned ingredients. Dude, I'm not going to lie. I absolutely love that. Like the recipes are actually easy to follow, and everything is in containers that you just use and you're done with.
My wife's actually a good cook for once.
I know.
Hi, honey. Yeah, I know. She's not like these meals come out like the stuff you'd order in a restaurant that you didn't think you could make at home. Like this Food Network stuff, like you're going to make a mango chutney, but like they have the ability to, you can make mango chutney now with your pork chops. And I know how to make that stuff. But like, honestly, it's the best
Not
thing.
Not without the recipe card though.
Right. But like, no, like 2-3 days a week, it's Blue Apron night and we get together and the whole family it's a cool thing. Really, it is.
It absolutely is. So here's the deals. So some of the featured upcoming meals in February include cashew chicken stir fry with tango mandarins and jasmine rice.
See? No, that's what I'm saying.
I'm sorry. I thought you were going to jump in there.
No.
That's good. So, udon noodle soup and soft boiled eggs. I'm not going to lie. I'm not sure how I feel about that one, but we'll see how that goes.
I like udon soup.
This one I'm all about. Roasted pork with apple, walnut, and farro salad with crispy barramundi with quinoa. And see, here's the funny part. So quinoa, they did not put a pronunciation guide with, and I firmly believe it's quinoa.
Yeah,
like that's a pretentious little grain that it is right there. But yeah, so no, quinoa and roasted carrot salad. So check out this week's menu. Get your first 3 meals free. That's with shipping by going to blueapron.com/D. You're going to love how it feels, tastes, and to create incredible home cooked meals with Blue Apron. So don't wait. That's blueapron.com/D. Blue Apron, a better way to cook. And as always, guys, thanks for the support. We appreciate it.
No doubt. It's a great product. Seriously. It changed the way we do dinner at our house. It's like one of those.
Twice a week.
2-3 times a week.
Yeah.
Kids get involved. My wife puts out a good plate of food that she didn't microwave. It's phenomenal. But like, we feel like you got like a restaurant quality and it's like $8 like if we would take the family to Chili's or Chi-Chi's or any of those, Red Lobsters.
Right.
It's $100. Easy.
Without even thinking about it.
So like we get out of it, we can do a nice dinner. I mean, it takes I don't think any of them is over half an hour.
No, not even with prep.
Right. But hey, do us a favor real quick. We're going to talk about it ad nauseum, but mark your calendars. March 7th, we're going to be
Which means until you get nauseous.
Right. We're going to be in Ann Arbor for our inaugural, basically the Ann Arbor chapter is launched. It's good. It's a go.
It's the return of the Mac. We're coming back to Ann Arbor. We're going back to Ann Arbor.
And we got Randy, Emily, and Spencer, the trio that are going to manage the Ann Arbor chapter. We're going to be talking all about it in segment 2.
And grilling them.
March 16th is going to be the granddaddy of them all, the Pink Slip Party, the Majestic, from 5 o'clock until job fair to beat all job fairs. No lines, no idiots, no speakers, just a really cool DJ, Nuri. And, and no, it's no lines and no postcards. Relationships. We're going to talk about that in segment 3 with Steve Goray, who's here from Blue Chip. So March 7th, March 16th, mark your calendars. We're going to have a busy month. St. Patrick's Day is the day after. I have already submitted my PTO request, as has it's on a Friday.
We're going to be hungover rolling into St. Patrick's Day. There's a new one.
I know. But what better way to have lunch than with a Guinness and a corned beef at Duffy's in Muldoon's?
Exactly.
Make my
or Nancy whiskey,
right?
Apparently.
So. The world's got
and don't forget, because we have one other thing that we want to shout out to. So we're going to be live out at Great Lakes Comic-Con this weekend, with all of the Podcast Detroit wacky mayhem people that we're bringing along with us.
Jake the Snake, and you heard, if you didn't hear the show, listen to episode 183.
Yep.
They got a phenomenal guest lineup of artists and guests and
voiceover people.
I
told you what I want. That's all I want. I have one goal for the weekend.
It's not going to happen.
Dude, the voice of Hermie the Elf is going to give us a drop.
He's going to be a jerk. I bet you.
No, dude, okay. You with your belt with the 4 horsemen is me with Hermie the Elf. I don't care what it costs. I don't care how many drinks. Dude, I will bring all of the flasks. I will buy all of the drinks. We are getting that.
He's going to be like Bob Camp from Ren and Stimpy and talk about his diarrhea all week, and you're never going to get
and how he ran out of toilet paper. Yeah, that'll be phenomenal. That'll be amazing. Yeah.
So you can agree.
Thanks, Bob Camp.
You can agree with me that the world's gone crazy. I think everything up is down, everything left is right, and it started getting crazy a few months ago when
Trump got elected.
That too, but a few months before that, Playboy, which has been a pinnacle of our youth and adulthood.
They were the foundation of the wood elves, the porn elves. Absolutely.
Right. But they went and decided we're not going to do nudity. So here's where the world's upside down, where Sports Illustrated is pretty much a nude album at this point with the swimsuit edition.
Well, and Maxim and FHM and every other magazine.
And then Playboy decides to go clean. Well, guess what? Cooper, the 25-year-old Hef, you done wrong, Coop. And Hef said, yeah, no, sorry. And they're bringing back Old Glory. And the world's rejoicing. But
sorry, how does a flag factor into this?
No, it's just it's kind of like, that is like one of the major brands of our life, like Budweiser, these are just brands that have
Zima,
been great.
Which is making a comeback.
Zima's coming back. That's another thing that's just the whole world's gone nuts. Jolly Rancher sales are going to go through the roof.
Zima's delicious.
Oh my God. So in college
Tulio is so happy that Zima's coming back.
Macomb, 12 Mile High, that's where all the Cousino graduates went.
Which is where Great Lakes
Comic-Con's going, right? I worked for Don Lee Beer Distributors in college, and Zima broke when I was doing business class, and you had to do a product demo and basically business plan, and I did it on Zima. To this day, it's my favorite paper presentation, oral presentation that I ever gave was on Zima, how amazing it was. And then we found out you couldn't drink it because you were that guy.
It's clear malt liquor.
It's clear, yeah. And it just tasted like nothing, and you didn't like it.
Hence the Jolly Ranchers.
We were so excited about that, and nothing. But Zima's coming back.
As I see, I remember those days. It was Zima. You would take a pull off of it, and then you would dump a shot of Chambord into it. That was the drink in Boston at the time.
What?
Yeah.
But I mean,
that sounds a little fabulous.
So.
They would drink it at Campus Martius?
But life's getting weird. We just had Valentine's Day. And White Castle always has at the table candlelight, which I'm dying to take my wife to, but we never go because I always
I feel like we have to plan that one year. We have to plan the couple's Valentine's celebration at White Castle.
We always end up doing
we can't tell the wives because that it'll never happen.
But like Taco Bell says, like, hold my beer.
Exactly. Hold my beer. Watch this.
And now you can get full blown out married at Taco Bell for a low price of $600. And they will roll out the taco colored carpet. And basically you can have your whole entire ceremony.
Well, it's only in Vegas.
Right, which is where it should be.
So if you want to do weddings out of Podcast Detroit, I'm ordained minister.
Laughably so am I. UDM?
Yes.
Yeah, there you go. No, the one thing I didn't see in the story that I'm dying to know is, will they do custom sauce packets for you?
No, it includes a Taco Bell garter belt for of course, you know.
What is a Taco Bell garter belt?
I don't know. Does it pictures it says Taco Bell garter, a bow tie, a sauce packet bouquet, just married t-shirts, champagne flutes, a 12-pack of tacos, Cinnamon Delights wedding cake, and of course, an officiant. Which is like, his name is Jesus, perhaps, or it could just be Bill. I don't know.
I feel like that's begging for the My Blue Heaven. It's okay. I didn't get married under my real name.
Right. But I, you know what? Who wants to get married at the Michael Jordan place? I want Taco Bell. If you're going to do it, do it. See, now if they had Elvis at Taco Bell, I think I'd be all in. I'd get my vows renewed.
Done. I do have one question, because I don't get this one. I don't understand this one. I don't, and I've never seen it in the wild, but apparently it's a thing. Bob, what's trash dove?
I don't know. And when I found out about it, I had people on my social feed, like asking, what is it? And the answers have gotten stupider. Anything that emanates.
Like, it's an emoji. I get that.
Anything that emanates apparently from 4chan is just got just shit and turd like wrapped around the whole thing.
I didn't hear about it until people started banning it.
Right, and then it became stupider.
Well, it started as a Facebook sponsored image pack.
Right. It was, So
you can download it now as a sticker pack, because I'm like, what is this thing? And I dug. I've been digging and digging and digging. And apparently, like, they're trying to troll that the trash dove is racist. So if you put so they're trying to get like, I don't know if they're trying to like push buttons, because everyone's so offended easily these days and they ban things. And I heard about this and now I hate it.
And now I'm leaving a 1-star Yelp review at a sushi place.
Because I heard a story that may or may not be true.
That may or may not be true. And yeah.
But it's just been like last week, and like it's everywhere. Like people are like bombarding social feeds with this stupid purple dove. I still don't know. Like, someone please explain to me. And I'm 5.
I'm half convinced it's malware. Like I'm convinced that there's like something bad happens to you if you install the trash dove image, because it makes no sense.
But like, there's a question on the story on Daily Dot, can Facebook ban trash dove? And it's like, because I guess they limited the use of flaming goose meme. I have no idea what that is either. I'm so out of the loop. But like, it's a sticker pack. Like I just got it. And they're talking about banning the meme, but like no one knows. And it says like, it's in the shape of a swastika. It's racist. And I'm like, wait, it's a purple bird. I like, this is the weird shit on the internet that I don't get, and I don't think I'll ever get. And there's 4 neckbeards right now
that are laughing their ass off somewhere.
Think this is hysterical, because they got a news story, and it's kind of like us trolling Detroit Applebee's,
registering diarrhea.pizza
and pointing it to Hungry Howie's
and pointing it at Hungry Howie's.
The problem is
speaking.
the stuff we do is funny. This isn't funny. Like, I don't get, like, if someone wants to explain it to us, I'm all ears. Hit us up. ITintheD.com.
So, and please, for the love of God, tell us what the hell this is about. And the other Facebook thing I don't get, why, I get it. Like, so Facebook wants to be all things to all people. And,
no, Zuckerberg, you've had enough money, Zuckerberg. You don't get any more.
But like, so they tried to launch like the Facebook for Work thing, which doomed from the get-go, because it is what it is. But now every time I log in, I get a pop-up for like posting jobs on Facebook.
No. It's interesting timing on Facebook's part. Backpage just banned hooker ads. Facebook
allegedly
introduces.
Well, they shut down the adult section. They've all just moved apparently to the women seeking men section.
I don't know.
The worst part about this job board thing is if you manage a Facebook page, every time you close it and click a link, it pops back up for you.
Oh, I know.
To get you to post your own jobs.
Oh, I know.
Ugh.
No. Stop trying to make Facebook job boards happen. It's not going to happen.
Never going to happen.
No.
Well, they turn LinkedIn into Facebook, so it kind of.
No, people, no. I will argue with that because everyone.
Dude, I block and ban. Dude,
no, if anyone posts
in my feed that post like the memes and all that shit on LinkedIn.
If anyone posts political or food, people go bananas. Don't make this Facebook. Like people self-police LinkedIn way better than anyone polices Facebook. LinkedIn's.
You know what?
Like.
And I'm going to take a moment. I would just like to take a moment to send a little shout out and F you to all the people who have joined our meetup group since 2003. March of 2013.
Because you haven't changed the
greeting. So March of 2013, when we changed the name of the group to ITintheD and we did all the things and we rebranded. Apparently we just discovered today, because someone shot us an email, that there's still a welcome email that it took me like a half an hour to find where the hell it even was, that was still going out saying, hey, welcome to DetroitNet.org. And yeah, so thanks that it took 4 effing years for someone to finally clue us in.
My coworker going, what's this crap? Like, oh my God, where did that come from? And I went and looked. Dave, can I rant real quick?
Could I stop you if I tried?
No. But apparently, so there's a lawsuit going on, and there's a big thing with Apple right now, and they're fighting this whole right to repair legislation that's going on.
Mm-hmm.
And Apple wants Apple to fix your stuff. They don't want the 3 million businesses that have been created because your products kind of suck to fix your screens and your ports and your glass and your crap and your stuff. But Apple wants that business because they've seen this huge, which could probably tell them that they should, use Gorilla Glass like normal companies and fix your shit.
It's no different than the conversation we had last week, talking about not even just last week, but several times now, about the, OEMs for cars. The big three are like want this squashed as well because they want the little mechanics out of business.
No.
They want you to have to bring your car back to the dealership.
No, that should be on you. That should be on you as a consumer, right? Like Mr. Ford, if I want to use a Ford dealership, then I can have the paper trail on Carfax, then fine.
Right.
But like Apple, same thing. Do you ever go, I don't want to, my kid's crap broke. She dropped it and the process of me going down to like 3 blocks and getting it fixed versus going to Somerset at the Apple store and having to talk to one of those clowns and sit in line in a queue.
The Apple genius.
Right. And then wait, like, no, these guys turn it around and no, I don't like choice, freedom of choice.
I have opinions.
Of course you do. As he sits there on his Apple MacBook.
Right. MacBook in front of me, iPhone in my pocket, Apple Watch on my wrist.
Q-tips in your ears.
They're earbuds, Dave.
So I kind of see their point. I mean, they do have a certified repair plan where if you're a small shop, you can get Apple certified. So you get Apple legitimate replacement parts to put in the
So devices. If you pay for that certification, it's sweet. Okay.
So you don't have to go just to an Apple store. There are authorized repair places. But, the front screen display houses the Touch ID thumbprint reader thing. I wouldn't want some Joe Blow replacing that for me. I would go to the manufacturer for that.
Randy, why are you letting your phone scan your thumbprint in the first place?
Locks is my phone.
Okay.
It stays on the device.
Have you never watched Demolition Man?
Oh.
He doesn't even know about the 3 shells.
So
biometrics are bad, Randy.
Yes, unless you're walking into a data center, no,
unless you're walking a customer or a prospective customer into a data center,
right?
Biometrics are bad.
So
because it looks cool for them, other than that, it's a giant pain in the ass.
So again, it's 2017. I can't figure out what stores I can or can't shop in anymore,
or what I can or can't buy, or where I can or can't get sushi.
I got half my friends on Facebook banning this. I got other half banning that. I just want to eat and drink and
be Mary.
Buy stuff. Yeah, no, I'm Bob. You can be Mary. But like Walmart buys Moose Jaw. Never shopping there again. And they just opened up a Moose Jaw in downtown Detroit. No, I'm not going there no more. And why? Walmart's evil.
If you want to be mad at Walmart, be mad at Walmart because they completely out of nowhere created a fake microbrewery. Oh. Let's talk about that for a moment. So yeah, okay. So they acquired a legitimate company, Moose Jaw. They released their own quote unquote giant air quotes that you can't see on the podcast microbrew from a company that did not exist.
But I know. Hold on.
Sorry, that does exist, but it's the company that creates all of the like shit, like Genesee Light.
Yeah, the Genesee Brewery,
like the frat boy beer.
Answer me a question. I know we don't have like Detroit Beer Press on or anything, and it's a question. Like, so if you're a craft brewery, a true craft brewery, you have to be under a certain amount of barrels.
Yep.
Is that a universal rule, or is that
no? That is an FDA.
Okay, FDA.
Law.
It's not like the bullshit podcaster rules that people go like, you need to be on. Like,
no, it's a real thing.
Got it. So yeah, they went and tried to screw the system, and they're charging $8 for a 6-pack of swill
for Genesee Light.
Kind of like how what Stroh's did coming back in the market. Now it's Sam Adams pricing for Stroh's. But like craft beer's the rage. I honestly, I talked about working at the beer distributor. I talked to my buddies at Budweiser, and I go, I remember when I left, we did 4.5 million cases. He's like, we're down about 1.5 million from that.
Dude.
Yeah. So you imagine these businesses, these beer distributors that dealt with like big, huge brands, they're dying on the vine right now.
Well, and that's why they're all buying the microbreweries. That's how that goes.
Right.
I mean, it is what it is.
And I can't fault them for what they take the Moose Jaw. I don't know what they got for the company, but I can't blame those guys. They built a company.
51 million.
51, yeah.
51, that's it?
Well, you got to think
and I'm still irritated about it.
That was a big company, I thought.
I'm honestly irritated about it.
I would take it to check too. I'm just saying. I don't care who's right.
So for anyone listening, our buyout is $5 million each. We've talked about this a number of times. $5 million each. We're out.
So
you can have all the things.
So tying into, we're going to be talking about job markets and stuff.
We'll even stay on and run it for a year.
No, I'm not staying on for a year. If I get that check, I'm gone.
All right. So $6 million for me. I'll stay on and run it for a year.
So we're going to be talking about jobs a lot later on in the show. But one interesting story came out, and it was a study from Ernst & Young.
Yes.
And I'm kind of excited about this because it's something
it's what I've been bitching about for 20 effing years.
And they've removed the degree classifications to obtain jobs in information technology. And I don't know if I want to say
God.
I don't want to say if it's groundbreaking, but it's like, thank you. Because we've been seeing it.
No, because I'm tired of dude. I have how many times on this show alone have I said I have that fight every single time I want to post a job with whoever I happen to be at some point to hire somebody in, and I give exactly 2 shits about whether or not somebody has a degree. You give me a choice between somebody who's been out in the field doing it for 4 years or somebody who has a 4-year degree. I want the person who's been out in the field every single effing time. And good on Ernst & Young for finally pulling this forward into like a mainstream conversation.
Well, we're seeing that right now with the lib arts and the history and the English majors.
And with, the ITintheD Career Academy that we'll be talking about shortly.
We can talk about that too.
We can.
We just had a great...
It's like Bob. It's coming quickly.
It's gross. That's not what she said. No, but we're seeing it right now. Like people are getting jobs after 12 weeks of boot camps. And we've been preaching this since 07?
Yeah.
About the path and
Go
what
get
it
your
takes.
Certs.
Right.
Nobody cares what your degree is in.
If you want to get a 2-year associate degree and then get an IT and cert up,
which
by
you can
all
also
means.
do. Through the ITintheD
Career Academy, right? Yeah. We're going to be talking about make it into a damn commercial. No, but it's true. But like, I wonder who's going to follow suit. Like, I wonder, like,
who wrote the Book of Love?
Right. Who's going to take off? Like, who else is going to yes, Ernst & Young, we feel the same way.
Yeah.
Like, we wonder.
Hopefully everybody.
You would think, especially for IT.
This truly is one of this has been giving me aneurysms for 20 years now. It doesn't. Dude, my degrees are in biochem and theater arts. Explain to me what that has to do with what I do every day, all day. Nothing.
So are you buying your daughters the
Michaela doll?
The Michaela doll. You're not.
No, thankfully. And I didn't buy them a Furby either.
So on Shark Tank last week, they had actually a doll that had it. They want to put an Amazon.net, basically have that functionality where you can have an app on your phone and send your kid a voicemail and the kid can record back. So it's basically for kids under 10.
Because they didn't learn from the Buy Me a Dollhouse fiasco.
Right. Well, now, so it's funny. Germany, you beautiful bastards, you Krauts, you my people, they're telling parents to destroy these Michaela dolls because there's severe privacy concerns.
Because they record everything and they phone home.
Yeah.
So you can tell the doll, I have a secret, and it'll tell you, it's okay, I won't tell anyone.
Right. But it's like I have my Echo on my thing by my TV. So it's imagine the database of recording of my house. It's chopped, 8 or 9 hours of chop. Then my wife yelling from the kitchen.
Bo!
Yeah.
Onion!
Yeah, exactly. Do you want some dinner? Yeah, I want some dinner. I take a nap first and just heat it up when I'm ready to eat.
Yeah, I want the cheesy poofs.
But you think about for the kids, and they talk about privacy concerns, but the kid's either going to ask it if it likes macaroni and cheese or if it can poop. There's no, I have 3 kids.
And I'm sure you've looked at the search history. You absolutely.
It's
that.
Amazing.
It's hilarious.
Can you fart? And do you poop?
Yes.
And do you like Iggy Azalea?
Yes.
And it's privacy concerns my ass. The kid's not going, my social security number is 394. My daddy's VIN number on his Volkswagen diesel.
VIN number? Is that also at the ATM machine?
Right, exactly. But the kid's not oh, daddy's checking account routing number is the kids are asking it if it likes Cheetos. It's it's so stupid. And the freaking crowd.
It's all fun and games until it gets hacked.
Right. And then we start getting Cheetos coupons in the mail and then all hell breaks loose. Hey, we're going to take a quick break. We're overdue.
Oh God, yeah.
We're going to be back with the cast of the new IT in the D Ann Arbor chapter. This is the IT in the D show and we'll be right back.
IT in the D. Read, meet, listen. Networking Detroit, one beer at a time.
Hey, this is John Schneider from Nip Tuck, Smallville, the haves and the have-nots. Oh, Dr. Quinn, Hot in Cleveland, Secret Lives of the American Teenager, and just about everything you can possibly imagine. And oh yeah, the Dukes of Hazzard. You're listening to Bob and Dave. See IT in the D show.
ITintheD.com.
Welcome back, segment 2. This is the IT in the D show.
The Courtney Cox debut.
Episode 184. We are at 84. Dave's having fun with the intro and the break music because it is. It was funny when it was 84. I don't know if it's still funny when it's 184. It's kind of like Buck Rogers. You went in the future, and there's 184, and then you're thinking it's 1984, but it's not. But it is.
Don't mess with my groove.
It's 84. Fine. Dave, it sounds amazing, Dave. You're the best.
Just just for that, when we get to 220, I'm playing flapper music and jazz.
I don't know what that means.
To me, yeah.
From 1920s? That'd be amazing. We're sitting here in Podcast Detroit Studio 1. This is Bob the Sales Guy hanging out with Dave the Geek. Find us online, ITintheD.com. This segment is brought to you by our friends at HostGator. Whether you are a small business, first-time blogger.
Do you want to start that again?
No.
Are you
HostGator
sure?
has all the tools you need to build and host your website. It's simple, Bob-proof, drag-and-drop website builder and mobile-friendly templates make it easy to create a great-looking website, perfectly customized to your audience, fast, so easy even a Bob can do it. And because HostGator doesn't cap the amount of size of files you're able to transfer, upload, the opportunities are endless. You can even create as many email addresses and forwards you need. Not to mention, their 24/7 expert support is always available to assist you by live chat or email anytime you have a question. There's even a 45-day money-back guarantee. So if you decide it's not for you.
It's a 45-day money-back guarantee.
What did I said money-back guarantee.
You had a problem with cerebellum emphasis. I just wanted to clarify.
Jess gave me 3 shots of Jaeger before the show. It is all her fault. Plus, to kick off your advertising, you can get $100 worth of credits for Google AdWords. That's kind of hot. So do us a favor. Go see what HostGator can do for you. Go to HostGator.com/ITintheD.com. And right now our listeners will get 60.
Wait, there's no .com on the end of IT in the D.
HostGator.com/ITintheD.
Yeah, that's better.
Fix
right now, our listeners will get 60% off.
60.
HostGator.com/ITintheD. Is that better?
I don't know. I may re-record that.
Oh, come on. Wouldn't have it any other way. Thank you, HostGator.
That's what you get for booking a live read with us.
It's Jess's fault.
So, hey, we are sitting in here with Randy, Emily, and Spencer. So it has been many moons since we have done an event in Ann Arbor. And it's not because we don't want to. It's not because we don't like Ann Arbor, as we've been accused of in the past. It's just one of those things where we always go where we're pulled. And that's one of those, we haven't really felt a pull out that way before. And so these 3 stepped up and said, you idiots really need to be running events in Ann Arbor. And so away we go. And then laughably, the first event that they're doing is March 7th, at Connor O'Neill's, which is the last place that we did an event in Ann Arbor.
Like 3 years ago.
Probably. Yeah.
Yeah. At least.
Yeah. Which was a cool little place. I mean, Ann Arbor's a cool little town. Like I said, it's not like we don't like it. It's just there.
No, we just had an event at Ravens Club. It's a phenomenal little, the whole downtown. You can just walk. There's bars and restaurants, and it's underrated, I guess. If you don't go out there much, it's a fun little town.
Yeah. All right. So question number 1 that I have, and I guess we'll let you go around and introduce yourself momentarily. What makes you think you're ready for this?
Well, I've been coming to your IT in the D meetups for almost, year and a half now? Longer? Somewhere around there. So, I think I've got the hang of it by now.
Randy's the bowl of milk. That's what we're going to make.
He's the new BOM?
Yeah, he's the new bowl of milk. We left a bowl of milk outside, and then he just won't go away.
Well, we had a Twitter account, and he wouldn't go away.
Right.
But, what was it, September? You 2 couldn't make it to the monthly meetup, so Ray and I kind of stepped up and filled your shoes for that night. Ray took your spot, Bob, at the end of the bar.
Nice.
You did a great job, by the way.
As it should.
I followed your lead by drinking copious amounts of beer that night. And
yay.
Yeah. So.
All right, you're ready.
Yeah, exactly.
I mean, it's just kind of stepping up, like you said, hosting. I mean, I've hosted a few parties in my days. I feel like I could probably deal. I mean, I'm actually the only one who doesn't really have much of a connection to Ann Arbor, but at the same time, I work out near that way, and Ann Arbor's an awesome city, like you said. I mean, it's very walkable. There's great restaurants. There's great bars. I mean, there's a great tech scene. Kind of still has that hippie vibe, which I dig.
Well, it's a college town.
Right, exactly. So, I mean, why not? And I mean, even though it's quite close, I mean, Ann Arbor really is it half hour from Detroit?
Depending on traffic.
Depending on where you are right now, because where I live, I mean, I'm almost at Washington in 23, and it's like a 50-minute drive from where we are right now.
Right. Well, I mean, it seems like it's close, but at the same time, you're not going to hightail it out from Ann Arbor to Detroit. So, I mean, why not have a little bit of community where people can get involved, meet each other there? I mean, obviously, there's a nice, tech startup scene there.
So as we ran we've been running Third Thursdays for years and years and years and years. Mm-hmm. These are going to be done, first Tuesday. You're locked into Tuesday.
We're locked into Tuesday.
So we're going to do first Tuesday.
It's a college town. Thursday
every month.
Kind of booked.
Right. Yeah, I was going to say.
True, Thursday.
You guys tried for that, didn't you? And you got the hand slap.
We tried a couple of things.
But it's going to be first Tuesday every month. Either Connor O'Neill's or we're going to pick another bar. But,
and you've got the first 2 booked.
First 2 booked. So March is going to be at Connor O'Neill's. April is going to be at Pretzel Bell.
Aha! I always drive by and I want to stop.
It's a cool space. They have a nice little downstairs separate bar, cool game room. So that's kind of cool. Maybe they'll build it up a little bit. But yeah, nice beer selection, which I appreciate.
Yeah, but I mean, for anybody who's never been there before, the Pretzel Ball actually used to be the Pretzel Ball, and then it became Havana, and now it's the Pretzel Ball again. So some U of M alumni have actually purchased it again and rebranded it back to the original as to what it was. So it's a lot better. It's less sleazy. You know, we're going to be in the basement. So the Pretzel Ball will be April 4th, I believe.
We're fans of more sleazy.
So it'll be well lit. It'll be a game room down there. It'll be a lot nicer than kind of sleazy down there. What it used to be.
Maybe in the Heidelberg as a personal request for this kraut here sitting at the end of the table.
the resident German in the room.
Yeah.
We'll look into it.
All right. Yeah. Make some calls.
We're still looking for a third venue.
Yes, we are still looking for the third. Yep.
If anyone has any recommendations,
Heidelberg.
or if you're
I just
interested.
did. No, I just did. Heidelberg.
Damn it. Listen to me.
Exactly. I want some schnitzel.
So I guess what's your expectation coming out of this? What do you want this Ann Arbor group to be? Because I mean, for us, I think it's a good thing. I mean, it's one more spot we really haven't paid much attention to. So I mean, for us, I think it's a good thing. But what are you guys hoping for this to be?
I think I truthfully, for me, when I originally approached Randy and Emily about it, it was just to get a young crowd, to get a new perspective on the tech scene in Ann Arbor. I mean, it's a growing startup environment that's just booming, and I'd love to hear more about it as to what everyone is going on and what everyone's thinking. So being from the area originally, born and raised there, I mean, I'd love to learn more and more. And the easiest way about it is sharing a beer with someone you just don't know. And
I think the thing you guys have gotten is, we've worked tirelessly on building a culture around our events where the overzealous sales guy, not me, and just the people that kind of poison these events. Yep. There's always 3 or 4 people that will just destroy an event culture. And I think, you guys obviously get it and to be cognizant of that. And that's one thing that we really need to hold true is, don't be afraid to throw someone out that's an asshole.
The first thing that you did in the first event that I ever went to is you bought me a shot of Jameson.
Did I really?
Yes. First thing you ever did. I intend to do that.
There's a Firebird upstairs.
To many more people.
There had to have been a Firebird upstairs. Yeah, I was gonna say, I drank a lot of shots there. That's probably why they threw us out.
Mine was Jaeger. Well, I mean, you kind of touched on the culture, and honestly, that's kind of why I like these events in the first place. I think that a lot of the things that take place in Ann Arbor are
even though
around.
You didn't make it last Thursday.
I know. I missed you guys. I got a lot of hostility too, angry texts. But that's what I mean. I mean, it's you make friends and you go because you want to hang out with the people that you enjoy spending time with, and also meet new people. Every single time I go to a happy hour with you guys, I not only get to hang out with cool people, but also meet at least 2 to 3 new people.
She tapped my shoulder when she said that.
Yeah, exactly, Randy. But I mean, I think a lot of the things that happen in Ann Arbor
for the day,
right, are very specific, the tech talks and that kind of thing, where this is a little bit more casual. I mean, it's just a fun thing. I mean, it's a very close community in Ann Arbor too. A lot of people already know each other, but at the same time, kind of mingle with people you already know, maybe meet someone new and just have more of a casual vibe versus a little bit more of the structured meetups, which I think is great to bring to.
Here's today's speaker.
No, and that's what I wonder and I hope, because I mean, obviously my employer today, has 2 data centers in Ann Arbor, and I've invited the whole crew, and most of them RSVP'd. But you wonder if that community is going to take hey, these are just Detroit guys doing events up here, or is it going to be part of a pillar of the
Which is so weird. It is, and that's a funny thing. I mean, we've talked about this before, where Ann Arbor steadfastly refuses to be associated with Metro Detroit, that name at all.
But Grand Rapids is even worse.
It's a half an hour down the road.
Chicago's closer to Detroit than Grand Rapids is for the most part. They no, I mean, I'm not physically, I'm talking mentally.
Because
people know.
Your math might
be wrong. Because maps.
No, the GR folks refuse, most of them root for Chicago teams. Detroit's just not in their vernacular, and it's funny how that all works out.
Yeah. So I mean, it'll be interesting. I mean, I'm looking forward to seeing what it is. I mean, I'm obviously planning on being there. It'll be I mean, it'll be fun. I mean, we've reached out to, I reached out to Ann Arbor Spark, and had them push this out to their folks.
Did they?
Yeah.
Nice.
Promoting it with Girl Develop It.
Yep. And we've got some stuff brewing with MEDC, that they're excited to see us in Ann Arbor.
So hopefully if it's growing from within versus coming from the outside in, it'll get a better positive reaction than what you're imagining.
But it's what I talk about all the time, Spence. It's kind of like, even if there is 300 people there, you're going to maybe meet 15.
Right.
You're going to get business cards from 10. You're maybe going to follow up with 3 and have coffee with 2.
Right.
So it's not, it's the one thing I always like, our events have 400 people. Right. But how many people can you really have a relationship with? So that's why I don't care if there's.
How many of those 400 do I actually care about?
Right. So here you have a room. I don't care if it's 30 or 150 that show up.
Right.
It's going to be all IT people.
Yep.
And it's someone you can build a relationship with. That's the whole point of this thing. It's not, give me leads. Like, I've had people come to me like, how can we use your group to get leads? No, that's not what it's about. Like, you don't get it. Go to BNI for that crap. Wake up at 7 a.m, talk to Flores.
Network after work.
You're not allowed to say that. Will you edit that out, Dave?
Icebreaker stickers. You got to do it.
I'll just change that into the circle jerk after work.
What the hell's an icebreaker sticker?
Oh no, the network after work.
There's a question.
Oh yeah, it's like you get to pick. Where's the one place you'd love to visit, or what's your idea? Yeah.
Oh God!
And they ask you the icebreaker questions, so it's totally awkward.
How much does a polar bear weigh?
Yeah.
Enough to break the ice on Bob.
It's a hipster way on Instagram.
I gotta write that down. That's a good one.
No, but I think that's what we've really done, is not told people shitty ways to introduce yourself. Just go say hi.
Grab a drink and say hi.
Right. It's not rocket science. I'm so mad right now that they do that. They'll put stickers on. Where do you live? I like to visit Indonesia. Grrr.
I'd like to go on a sex tour of the Thailand and surrounding regions.
That's Nuri.
That's right, the AST. Yeah.
Sorry. I'm so upset right now. Yet I'm not.
We do have to crash one of those events one of these days.
No,
we really
don't. I don't think it's ours. Like every time else we go to someone else's.
Happens. Damn it.
The most we can hope for is just to bring your culture to Ann Arbor, and hopefully it'll be a good event. I mean, I think it'll continue to grow. I think it'll be, it'll be a testing ground.
Well, and just honestly, I mean, here's, at the end of the day, keep in mind, for the first 8 months, we were 5 guys.
Yeah.
Sitting at the end of the bar at the Post Bar in Ferndale.
Yep.
Just going, all right, your job still suck? Yeah. And my job sucks. You want to find another job? Yeah, I want to find another job.
Beers are $2?
Beers are $2.
Guys, do it right.
Literally, the people in this room, I would still have a good time.
And that's why we kept doing it, because it was fun every month still. But no, I mean, and it's been, I'm not going to lie. I mean, it's been fun watching the organic growth of the group over the years, So, I mean, it actually bubbled up not too long ago. The blog post that I made when we hit 3,000 LinkedIn members.
Oh my God.
And how cool it was. I think it was the end of 2012, or 2013. And it was like, holy shit, we hit 3,000 LinkedIn members and never thought we were going to hit this. And and now we're like closing in on 7,000. And, we've got, and we didn't have this then, and we didn't have, all the stuff that we have going on now then. And it's been interesting. So I hope this continues to grow organically. Like, I want to see Ann Arbor work, because it looks like we may be doing something in Flint. We may be doing something elsewhere. I mean, I want this to be the way things should be, because there are so many just shitty networking groups out there that, take advantage of people.
And the worst thing that happens is, you don't get charged $20 for cover.
Exactly. There's no
you don't
cover.
You don't have to listen to a butthole pitch his company.
Right.
You might have to meet a couple people, and you might have like a $8 bar tab. If that's your worst night of your week, then we should talk. Right. I'm just saying, no, because that's the whole point.
If that's the bane of your existence.
Right. There's a
hashtag first world problems.
You see the other events right now, like we have this speaker talking about this and that speaker talking about that. No, I don't want to not listen to nobody.
Hey, before we open up the appetizers, we're gonna.
If that's the case, just send me a link to your podcast. I'll listen to it on the drive home.
Right.
Like, seriously, like, that's where I'm at. Enough already. Just do it our way and everybody shut the hell up. Is that too much to ask?
You would think not, but so and this isn't, so Randy, obviously, I mean, like, you're a developer out there in the wild.
Not quite. I write my official title is
documentation,
technical publications author. I write software documentation, API documentation.
So you do all the shit that developers hate to do.
Yes. But I do teach
everything.
I do teach intro to programming classes with Girl Develop It here in Detroit. So some developer-y stuff.
Well, and Emily, you're a recruiter.
Yes.
So I mean, this could/should have some benefit for you as well.
Yeah, no, I definitely think, I mean, my job revolves around knowing people, networking. Honestly, I come to these events again, just because the people are cool. I mean, the first event I went to, I was like, oh, this is weird. I don't know. Like, there's no stickers. What am I going to do to intro? But at the same time.
And then you wound up doing karaoke in a little dive bar.
Yeah, right. Exactly. If there's any way to break the ice, it's doing,
then you met me and then we did shots. Yeah. Forget stickers, Jaeger.
It's doing Elton John after what was, chocolate salty balls.
Right.
That's a tough one to follow. No, I mean, honestly, like you said, it's building relationships. Honestly, I don't come away to these events thinking I'm going to meet 10 people. I honestly have 45-minute conversations with people, and then I end up talking to those same people afterwards. And you end up feeling like you know that person when you leave the event, because you're not just focused on business card, resume. And it takes time, but honestly, it's just building that community of people, relationships, and that's what I enjoy about it. So,
well, I mean, and that's been the shift in, and that's the other thing that's been interesting to watch over the course of the past decade doing this nonsense is, we started the pink slip parties, for example, because we were getting hammered by every job seeker that came to every single one of our events going, God, we can't get FaceTime with recruiters. Can you guys help us? And so, okay, that's why we did the first one back in 2009. By the end of 2012, and I think it was actually you, Steve, that I was having this conversation with, towards the end of 2012 at one of our events, where the market was starting to turn, and now it's completely flipped, where it's the recruiters that are, knocking on our door every month. Like, hey, when's the next event? How do we get involved? How do we engage? How do we find good people? Cause I mean, the standard line you hear from every recruiter is that my ideal candidate is probably sitting in a desk somewhere already.
Right.
You're not
these days. Yeah.
You're not going to pull them out of that gig from a cold call. And it's like I've always, people always ask, hey, Dave, what do you get? You don't charge cover. You don't get kickbacks. What do you get out of these events? What I get out of these events are, that small, tight-knit group of recruiters that I actually know and trust, that when I say, hey, I need another job tomorrow, those are the people I call.
Right.
And so, I mean, like, that's what this group is about, is it's not, if we've said it once, we've said it a million times. If you're showing up at our event the day you got fired or the day you need to hire somebody, you are already 30, 60, 90 days too late.
Absolutely.
Because it is about those relationships, and that's what it's supposed to be about.
I met a guy at Hamlin Corner. Oh, I just got laid off. Like, where you been? I haven't seen you before. Oh, well, I'm just coming out now. Like, good luck, dude. Good luck. Good luck.
Yeah, we'll try, because that's what we do. But
it's 100% who you know and building those relationships. And I mean, I don't sit on the phone all day calling people. It's not very personal. I mean, who knows? I might meet a guy a year ago, and in a year, he might really remember that awesome conversation we had about something completely unrelated to work or whatever. It's just being casual and just having fun, and hopefully we can bring that spirit to Ann Arbor. I mean, I work in Plymouth, so I'm very close to Ann Arbor. I live in Detroit, so it's kind of nice to have a little bit of span. And I'm excited to learn a bit more about the Ann Arbor culture as well and the tech scene, because I mean, we have some clients out there. I get to visit out there quite a bit. Definitely a cool city, and I'm excited to meet some more people out there.
Well, yeah, God, I mean, I think the strangest one we hit, Steve, actually, I think this might have been you guys, where it was somebody that you yacked with at one of our events at Blackfin. And in fact, it might have even been for the first pink slip party, if I recall correctly. And then, like, 2 years later, you wound up having a gig that fit this guy's particular niche skill sets that you called him up for.
Yeah, absolutely. It's a long game, and that's to hit back on the events. Everybody thinks that they're going to go to these, and then they're just going to be surrounded by .NET guys, right? And they're like, 10 .NET guys that are working right now, that look for jobs that are reasonably priced, all this stuff. No, it's not like that.
No. That's not how this works. That's not how any of this works.
I think I've been, I don't know the exact date. I was trying to think about that today, about how long I've been coming to these events, but almost 9 years.
I want to say like second event Blackfin.
So yeah. So it's been a while, and I've met a ton of people. A lot of people I've familiar faces that you see a lot, that's an easy event. However, there's always new people that I meet, and it's funny. It's usually Dave or Bob that send them their way. Randy yelled at me last Thursday. He's like, "Hey, you're at a networking event. You got to go network." It's funny. I didn't move, but I didn't stop talking the entire night because I was talking to different people. They were coming up, whether they were grabbing drinks, they were grabbing whatever. I had one of my sales guys with me that it was like him and I's like little night out too, where I was able to talk to him and kind of have that beer to beer, man to man chat with. So it was good, but the events are good. They're casual. But what you got to remember is, whether you're a recruiter or a job seeker, you got to go. You got to put your time in. You got to be the familiar face. You got to give good. It just doesn't just happen like this.
Well, it's patience.
But however, it takes time.
Well, no, the analogy I've always used is like, so if you show up, like that guy that showed up, at Hamlin Corner, the day he got fired looking for a job, you're no different than the idiot that shows up on my phone trying to sell me Windows. You don't know if I need Windows. You don't know if I need, if I'm even looking at it, click, done. But the guy that I call after I call Bob and say, dude, I need a window guy because windows in the house need replaced. That guy is going to get my business. So, it's that whole, I don't understand why it's so hard for some people to understand. It's not what you know, it's who you know. Like that's a cliche for like stereotypes exist for a reason. Cliches exist for a reason.
So true. And especially too now with everything. If you're looking for a job, and you're going to apply online, you're going in a black hole. So it's
Where was that before the show?
But it's just one more thing, you can think about that person that you spoke to at that networking event, or, I've made friends from this. Hashtag Randy.
Woo!
But it definitely has its benefits, and yeah, so I'm excited.
So I think that's kind of the approach I wanted to take, when kind of attacking, the Ann Arbor market in general. Like my background is not IT. My background is customer relationships and general sales, kind of following the track of Bob. But with the realization that, it's not, I'm not trying to cold call. I'm not trying to grab your business on the very first attempt. I want to know who you are. I want to know who you are as a person. I want to know where your business is going. What do you want to do on the weekend when you're not doing anything?
Well, and you work for a company that understands that?
I do, actually, ironically. So that's part of the reason why I was brought on board. And that's why the reason I've kind of fallen in love with this group is just, it's almost easy. Like when you understand it and when you feel it and you're passionate, it actually becomes not work. It just becomes fun. When you just go to a bar, you just hang out, you have a genuine conversation with someone, and 2 days later, you're actually having a business meeting with someone because they understand your genuine connection with them. And I think that's why the three of us really have wanted to take this group and continue it, into a tech scene that's very close knit, like Emily was talking about. But just kind of open their eyes to there are more people than your little bubble of Ann Arbor that want to help, that want to learn, that want to contribute. And so I'm excited to see where this group goes, and I'm excited to really be a part of it, to help it really mature and to hopefully kind of to emulate what ITintheD is really, really about.
So do us a favor, mark your calendars. March 7th, Connor O'Neill's, Ann Arbor, 5:00 until question mark. We'll probably be there until the wee hours. Uber sucks going home from there, but we'll figure something out.
It'll be worth every dollar.
It'll be worth exactly.
But we'll just park here. We'll take one Uber there.
Right.
Absolutely. Just meet us here at the studio. We'll take an Uber over.
But hey, Randy M. Spencer, thank you for taking this project on. We sincerely appreciate it, and we look forward to the extension of our brand up in Ann Arbor, and look forward to seeing everybody out there on March 7th. But hey, we're going to take a quick break. We're going to be back talking Pink Slip Party with Steve Gora from Blue Chip Talent. This is the ITintheD Show, and we'll be right back.
ITintheD. Read, meet, listen. Networking Detroit. One beer at a time.
Hi, I'm Brittany Daniel from The Game, and you're listening to ITintheD Show.
ITintheD.com.
Welcome back. Thank you for continuing to hang out with us. This is the one and only IT in the Show, episode 184, segment 3, hanging out here in Podcast Detroit in beautiful Royal Oak, Michigan. Bob the Sales Guy, Dave the Geek, Nuri the FNG is in Seattle. Find us online, ITintheD.com.
All the things.
All the things are there.
Well, and just
read all the things, meet all the things, listen to all the things, find all the things. They're all, it's all there. It's all there. Dave's looking at me confused.
I thought you had a syllabulum faucus problem again.
No.
Well, and again, one last time. So March 7th, we are going to be out at Conor O'Neill's in Ann Arbor. And then on the 16th, we'll be at the Majestic for the Pink Slip Party.
And this weekend, Great Lakes Comic Con.
This weekend, we'll be at Great Lakes Comic Con. Dude, it's going to be why are you going to put on this voice for the Great Lakes Comic Con?
No, because you told me, because I forgot the first time. I'm mocking you for making me forget.
I know you did.
So now I'm making you forget because it's going to first.
I would not forget. These are the cons where we have all the fun. This is where we go on all the benders. And I may or may not have found a solution to my TV being able to turn off, or my phone being able to turn off TVs.
Oh.
So we'll be going back to that same bar.
We need we're going to Cavan's?
No, what's the bar? What's the little bar that we went to?
Cavan's.
No, that was the shitty one that had karaoke.
Yeah.
The one we went to during the day and at night beforehand.
I don't know.
We'll be back there. I'm sure we'll be back.
Oh, I remember now. Yeah.
Was it like Johnny Shotguns or
You're
something
Johnny
like that?
Shock. I don't know. Don't ruin Steve's segment with your small talk.
Oh, you're fine. Keep going.
But no, so we are here with Steve Gora, and Steve has been, as we were talking about earlier, been around for a long, long time. You were with another company. Now you're with Blue Chip Talent. So I guess talk to us a little bit about what Blue Chip Talent is. I mean, obviously you made a move, so it must be a good place.
I made a move. Yeah. I was with, my previous company for 9.5 years. It was great. No regrets. Moved to Blue Chip. Actually one of my old bosses from, my previous company, ended up buying Blue Chip, and it used to be CCI, Computers Consultants of America.
Oh, I did not know that. All right.
And so been around for 20 years. He bought the company, it's since doubled in size. I joined the team, last April, run our IT team. So manage the sales or recruiters. And it's just that young, hungry, you shoot what you kill, eat what you kill type attitude. And I don't mean that in a vulgar sense, but it's just that we're out there for the win, and to recruit. So it's fun. It's energetic. It's everything that you want to be out of a recruiting company. So that's been awesome. But Blue Chip, I mean, a lot of it's the same. We meet our candidates in our office. So we meet with everybody. We take the time to understand really what they're looking for. It's not that we're just looking on the job boards, sending resumes out to our clients. Cause just as many as there's good companies out there. I'm amongst the few.
Oh, I'm going to cut you off. No, it's not just as many. There are an infinitely greater number of crappy companies to deal with than there are good companies.
Right. and they give a bad name. I mean, there's literally a new company every single day that they're willing to undercut, the supplier base. They're willing to do deals cheaper. However, they're giving us a bad name at it. And believe me, everybody that hates recruiters out there, talk to a good one. I promise you will renew your faith.
Well, exactly. I mean, like how many, over the years, I mean, like how many times have we had the conversation where, I just talked to somebody who doesn't want to deal with a staffing company, doesn't want to deal with a recruiter.
I hate recruiters.
You've dealt with I hate blondes. Okay, you had a bad experience with a blonde. Sorry.
And I think you're crazy in that aspect. It's like the people that, the same folks that don't want to use, whatever, we get thrown the middleman term in there.
Dude,
we don't do anything.
I won't not deal with a recruiter anymore. I won't.
You get paid to find me a job. How can you be bad?
Yeah. And it's what's funny is all the candidates always think that it's coming out of their side. It's not. The client pays for it. And with that being said, I mean, it's just like a real estate agent, right? They buy and sell houses every single day. We go out and we find jobs every single day. We do this all the time.
Well, real estate agents, you do have to pay, so you might want to use. Not want to use.
Sorry. We'll use that professional. Yes. Sorry. Bad excuse.
No, but I guess here's the big difference is when I dealt with the recruiters and the bad ones are the ones that go, So, your interview, Bob, tell me, on a scale of 1 to 10, how did you feel the interview went? An 8? Why wasn't it a 10, Bob? And those are the guys that are like, I'm going to kill you! Like,
hey, I found your resume on Monster that you haven't updated in 10 years. And I'd like to talk to you about this job with a skill that you haven't used in 15 years.
COBOL.
Yeah, exactly. And it's for $40,000 a year.
Yeah. We got an account executive for a startup that is 2 people.
Right. So there's a lot of bad guys out there. I believe we're doing it right at Blue Chip in terms of how we're training our recruiters. We have a good training program set up. We actually literally have a guy named Tim, who's actually George's son, Tim Merlin. That's all he does. He's responsible for training recruiters. So, we're bringing people up. We're doing it right. We're treating them right. Obviously, with any sales role, we're going to have, some falls along the way in terms of these guys, but believe me, there's a support team behind them to make sure that they're doing the right thing and going out there.
It's no different than our Group 101. Not everybody's going to fit. It is what it is.
Right. And so when we bring these guys to the events, it's funny. A lot more, I brought a few folks out to the ITintheD events. A lot of the younger folks want to come out like that have been in the industry for less than, a year, 2 years. As opposed to the older ones. Again, the older ones are like, well, what am I going to get out of it? Am I going to get 10.net guys? And it's like, no, come out, show up, show your face, build a reputation. And believe me, they find candidates, from it. One of our, metric, we track our recruiters, internal interviews when we're bringing candidates in. Same thing with submittals. And so believe me, you would not believe how many candidates they get from these events. And when you guys refer me, folks, I send them the people that show up at the events. I don't send them to the senior guy who's just waiting on his LinkedIn job posting to, ring a bell and go reach out to him. I reward those guys that are coming out to these.
So with the Pink Slip Party coming up and with us doing the ITintheD Career Academy up in Flint, we're going to be training people in A+, Net+, Security Plus and getting them kind of help desk jobs. We're teaching them the path, right? And it's kind of like, and we want to be educated enough where we steer them in a proper, obviously getting your CCNA or getting, server admin, but what, obviously we know developing, but I guess tell us something we don't know in regards to that path. Maybe this is a tough question, but, tell us something we don't know. Like obviously security's hot. Networking's not going away. Development is hot. Is there a third wheel or fourth wheel, or is that kind of those the pillars?
You stole my thunder. We are seeing
nice going, Bob.
Yeah.
Sorry. way to cut the gas off the knees.
But one of the things we're seeing a huge trend in is agile. Obviously, it's the buzzword of the year. We see it everywhere. Scrum, blah blah blah. However, larger clients, more traditional waterfall places are implementing it, which is its own challenge in itself. If you have a company that's been around for 100 years trying to implement agile, there's some people that have been there 20 years going, I don't know what this is.
No.
What's going on? You want me to stand up for a meeting? Get out of here. But they're bringing coaches in. They're trying to implement that where it makes sense and so on and so forth.
Is it the stand up at a meeting is like, it's agility? No, it's agile. It's different. I'm just thinking of
agility. That's what we always say.
Yeah. Got to stretch for this meeting. We're teaching agile. Yeah.
So we see a lot of that. In terms of, advice, you mentioned that, we were even talking about that last Thursday. If you go and get retrained in a job, you're starting over. So if you're making 50 grand doing whatever you were doing before you decided to go get retrained, whether it's a boot camp or whatever, that doesn't mean you're going to make 50 grand in IT. It means you're starting a new career and you're starting over, and you do got to take some hard knocks. There's nothing glorious about a help desk job, but it is a place to start. You got to get in there.
That's the modern day, like tool and die shop factory apprentice gig, right? You need to do that to kind of earn your keep and to find out what's next.
Yes, absolutely.
Whatever you like, that's where you can go, but you need that first.
100%. And the people who get promoted out of there's people that stay in help desk forever. And not that there's anything wrong with it, because everybody needs good customer support.
That's their comfort zone. And it is what it is.
However, if you want to get promoted outside of your role and you want to aspire to be a network, administrator or systems admin,
or a developer or a security consultant
you have to do more. You can't work your 40. You can't come in late and expect to get promoted based on that. You got to go above and beyond.
The sad thing, Steve, is that I found out when I put my brother, we talk about him all the time. Chet, he wasn't the smartest guy in the room. He wasn't the most IT savvy. He wasn't a geek.
But he had a hell of a work ethic.
But that son of a bitch showed up on time and didn't call in sick and didn't take off Fridays and didn't leave at lunch. And he got promoted and promoted and promoted and promoted. That's the sad part of this whole state of the industry. Is
none of the shit is rocket science.
That's where
We've said it a million times.
No, that's where the bar's at, is if you just show up on time and you are willing to listen and learn, you will go places. He's at Comerica now making 70. And he
was painting floors 3 years ago.
He was painting floors 3 years ago because he showed up on time and was wide-eyed and listened and said yes or no, sir.
Yep.
For crying out effing loud. I'm just saying.
Yeah, there's a sense of entitlement in some people's minds. I mean, honestly, just like bare bones. No, sarcastic. No, but I see that a lot of times people are so like, well, I'm not going to do that help desk job, or I'm at this level. And it's like, well, if you want to be at a good company, like you could go X amount of months without being employed, or you could maybe take one step back.
Yeah.
Work your way up, get in a good establishment. And I think that sometimes people are hesitant to do that, but those are the people who are not going to find themselves in a good scenario in a while,
Exactly. And this isn't geared towards any generation, because I know everybody's thinking, oh, you're about to bash millennials. I'm a millennial. We get it. We actually put in, we flew a guy in, we put on.
Are you? Get the hell out of here.
Yeah. we flew in a speaker that did a training. We brought a bunch of our clients in and did it. And he talked about the generational differences of baby boomers, Gen X, and then millennials. And it's funny because it's like he showed all these different, publications out there that's been said basically every generation's the worst thing that's ever happened to man. Right. So
I remember coming up as Gen X, man. We were like the slackers, Nirvana. You guys are idiots.
Yep.
And it's like, who's running the show right now?
Aren't you just glad that you're blaming someone else now? You're just like,
we don't blame. No, we don't blame. No, I'm not on that thing. I don't think. I think that's a bullshit cop out. I don't buy it.
I know just as many whiny, slack-assed, sense of entitlement Gen Xers as I do millennials.
And the baby boomers too. But it's different. And it's always going to be different. And like, I hate labeling people. I'll judge you for who you are and what you do.
Right.
Period.
Absolutely. So you mentioned in terms of, earlier about recruiters demanding, hey, can we get in front of your audience base, whatever. It's a crazy job market out there. I read one statistic not too long ago that said that for development, it's like 1.8% unemployment in the country.
Yep.
So you got to think that's like,
dude, security, I guess, technically has a negative unemployment ratio right now because people are carrying multiple roles.
Well, and my favorite stat, my favorite stat is, we talk girls in IT, women in IT. Women are making 100 or 22% more than male counterparts in IT in Detroit. So we talked about that when we did the grade school shadowing. We're like, hey, girls, get in IT. You're going to make more than your male counterparts.
Yeah.
Why was I a journalism major?
Hit the bell, Randy.
So I bring that up because they even say like, the unemployment for the country is at like 4.7% total, which they say is like, economists say is like healthy employment. So which means is there's just not this stock, right? Even in, and I know I've said this before, but 2008, 2009, when Big Three were begging for money, IT in Metro Detroit I don't feel like it ever had a crazy surplus of people. There's always a vacuum somewhere. I remember back in the day when companies were laying off, GE all of a sudden decided that they were going to open up their tech center. They hired a few hundred people. Then
few thousand.
Yeah. And then GM all of a sudden they weren't going to, they wanted to insource everybody. So they were the vacuum. There's always been a vacuum that's just been of talent here in Metro Detroit. So it's a unique market out there.
If you ever heard me preach, Steve, I always talk about outsourcing rural. There's really no difference if you talk about like outsourcing out of the country. to go finding a pocket, especially like in let's say Mount Pleasant, right? Or College Town.
Yeah.
Where you couldn't have a call center and you're going to churn and burn through, but you're going to have just an abundant amount of decent talent.
I'm sorry, random side note. It made me laugh. Conversation from yesterday. My father-in-law, they went out to Firekeepers Casino over the weekend. Right. And he said, Dan, it's weird. He's like, you guys are always talking about, these Tesla cars. And he said there were a bunch of bikers, out wearing Tesla T-shirts. They were like out and about. And I'm like, that was the band.
No, they were playing. I heard the radio ad the other day.
He's like, yeah, I guess that makes more sense. I'm like, yeah, Tesla's not building motorcycles, but yeah,
that's kind of a good idea. Oh, that's not a bad idea. Let's start a tech company and let's find like an 80s hair metal band.
Kansas.
Rat. No, not Kansas. I'm talking like bad hair metal.
We're going to start a tech company called Depeche Mode.
Hey, this is Bob. I'm the business development executive with Rat. How are you today, sir?
But I mean, Steve, getting back to Steve, that's a really good point. I mean, and we've laughed and joked about this a million times. Like, when you first showed up at our events.
Hey, this is Bob with Mr. Big. How are you today, sir?
In a big country. Yeah.
Come on.
No, so you had an adjustment period with our events too.
Absolutely, yeah.
And so honestly, that's kind of cool to hear that you're now dragging that next generation along with you and showing them the ropes and that sort of thing.
Oh, absolutely. What's funny is I remember meeting you and I'm like, oh, you're an architect? Great. I got a job for you. You're just like,
no, you don't.
He's like, yeah, well, I think you shut me down that fast too, right? And Bob's like, oh, I'm a sales guy. I'm like, all right, I need nothing to do with you. And just, and at the time it was like Jeff, and I was like, all right, what do you do? He's like, oh, I'm in web development, do other things. I'm like, oh, you sound like a pain in the ass. So I just
hit the bell, Randy.
Where's the bell?
Yeah. So it was funny how you just you sit there and you're just like, you just figure out who you need to talk to, who you don't. And you just have to slow it down, grab a beer. We're all human. We have some good times. It's funny. I've hung out with you guys outside of official events. I think this is like my 8th show, maybe.
Probably. Yeah.
And so if you think about,
I got to catch up.
Yeah, you do. So if you think about 160 shows, I have a good chunk in there.
Yeah.
I've been
184, Steve.
184. Sorry.
Pay attention.
What did I say?
160.
160. 184.
Good.
Sorry.
We don't judge.
Well, but no, I mean, but honestly, that touches back on something Randy mentioned earlier. We've built such a good network of people at our events now that if Bob and I miss an event, it's no big deal because there are people like Randy. There are people, that are out there doing our jobs at these events.
And we got a dozen that I would be comfortable with. Yeah.
Because when that whole thing came up, it was shit. Randy, Ray, guys, we're not going to make it.
Well, Hamlin Corner taught us anything is nobody goes there to see us. Nobody cares.
You guys are up in the corner.
Nobody could give two shits if we're there or not.
Exactly. But no, I mean, so that's the cool dynamic about what we have going on now is that it's, to your point, no, it may not be. It's not an assembly line. Right. You don't know that person that you're talking with that, like Ray, dude, Ray may not be the perfect fit for whatever gig you're looking for, but Ray knows every single person in that room and can tell you, where to go and who to find and that sort of thing. That's what it's supposed to be.
Yeah, absolutely. And, Ray's a good guy. He's easygoing, talks to everybody. It's funny at these events, you just know all the same people. You see a lot of the same, and it's just the interesting.
That's the beauty of it.
Whatever, seeing folks. Yeah, absolutely. Yeah. And it's funny, Bob, Bob calls me out of the blue every once in a while, and he's like, hey, I got a guy who's looking for something. Here's what he does. I know you don't do this, but talk. What can happen? And it's funny, more often than not, we end up seeing something in that thing. And it's like even funny, like, you remember when I texted you? It was like I go, hey, you got a buddy that you told me about a guy. He did construction. He was doing project management, but
totally.
I remember that guy. Yeah.
And all of a sudden he goes, oh, here's his name and number. I'm like, all right, thank God. So I was paying attention and whatever. Yep. And then even your last buddy who's on the engineering side in sales, a role we never see. And what comes down the pike is a client looking for someone on our engineering side with sales, whatever. And we you talked about the degrees earlier. That was the one showstopper for them. They needed the degree. But we have, I guess, to circle back to the degree thing, I'm with you guys. If people have the experience, who cares about their degree? For whatever reason, engineering is like a huge stickler. It's not only on the degree, but it's the type of degree.
Yeah.
So in IT, they don't care if you're a liberal arts. If
you know what
history.
though, I can almost understand that. Like engineering is one of those things. Like I'll be like, I want my doctor to have a degree. I would like the guy that's laying out the plans for the car that I'm driving to have a degree in engineering. There are certain fields where I get it. That makes sense. I don't know that IT is one of them.
No, and I agree with you. It all depends on the client, the manager. Sometimes managers are very, they have a degree, so they expect a degree. Cause you have, they went to 4 years. They expect someone to go 4 years, whatever. And what's funny is just as hard as it is on the client side demanding the degree, it's also the reciprocal on the candidate side. They think that, I have my master's now, I should get a raise. And it's like,
or my starting salary should be so much higher.
Exactly. Well, that's not how the
You're
world
not
works.
a teacher. That's how it works in teaching. It doesn't work.
It's one of those things where like you can degree yourself into unemployment, because you've basically amassed, you have all of these things on paper and you have all these expectations. It doesn't work that way.
You can also experience yourself into unemployment too. Looking in a mirror. Yeah. But anyway.
Well, even if you're not looking for that X amount of money and you still have, I have a friend who has 2 master's degree and he's just moved back to Michigan and is trying to get into marketing.
And he's overqualified.
Yeah.
Trying to get into marketing with 2 master's degrees. What the hell? Jesus. Can I meet him and slap him, please? Jesus Christ.
Well, and it's one of those things where it's like he's willing to just get his foot in the door and take, a lower salary. He's not looking for all this money, but at the same time, it's like, he's like, should I remove that from my resume? Because it's almost like, people think that they want, this certain status or this certain amount of salary, but at the same time, he's just looking for a foot in the door.
We'll hire him $28,000. Door Twitters. Randy, you're fired.
We had a guy with 2 master's degrees running our social media. That'd be great. Yeah. So I guess another question, Steve, the gigs that you guys are working on. I know a lot of places have a blend of, pure staffing gigs, contract to hire, and then typical headhunter roles. Are you guys doing the same thing or?
We do all 3. Depends on the client need, depends on what you're looking for. We have some clients, it's funny, the job market's so tight right now. Clients go, however you can get, how can you find these people? If I got to go direct, I'll go direct. If you want contract, I'll do that. I'll do contract to hire.
Interesting.
Whatever. So the market shifted, right? I remember back in the days, it was a lot of contract to hire. Yep. They wanted to feel people out.
And you got big, huge companies trashing all their contractors right now.
Yes.
So, they're getting rid of all of them, and they're only keeping people that are hired direct. It's crazy what's going on right now.
But then we see vice versa where they're, getting rid of all their FTEs and hiring consultants. So it's a crazy market out there. The good news is anybody that's in IT, you're in a good field. Yep. You're not going to be unemployed long. If you are, it's usually by choice, considering you're like,
or there's something wrong with you.
Right, exactly. It's funny. We have
holding out for management.
Oh, believe me. We see it all the time.
Chuck, wherefore art thou? Remember Chuck? Remember?
Still unemployed.
I know.
8-9 years ago.
Yeah.
I think it's a daily occurrence where we're running career builder reports, just like, just a Java developer or .NET or whatever you're looking for. It's 3 jobs to 1 candidate, 4 jobs to 1 candidate, almost at every IT job that's out there right now. So Steve's right on the point. Every day there is 4 more companies searching for that one candidate. So even if they are being laid off, they're in a good spot. It's an easy find.
Absolutely. I agree. Couldn't agree more, Spence.
All right. So, hey, where do we find Blue Chip Talent, Steve?
BlueChipTalent.com. We're on Twitter at Blue Chip Talent. We're on Facebook. We have LinkedIn.
Blue Chip Talent.
And if you ever want to meet Steve, he's at all of our events all the time. So no, it's a good thing.
Bar.
It's a good thing.
Well, he's one of our go-to guys. Hey, what recruiters are here? Steve.
Yep. I'm 9 times out of 10, I'm there. If I'm not, something's
You're
wrong.
just not there yet.
Yes. Yeah, right. But hey, this is going to be an end to episode 184. I'd like to thank Randy M. and Spence for hanging out with us. Go see them in Ann Arbor on the 7th, and then Pink Slip Party on the 16th, day before St. Patrick's Day.
And the Great Lakes Comic Con will be at.
And then the Great Lakes Comic Con will be there again. Woo! Come say hi to us and then go see Jake the Snake. I'd like to thank our sponsors tonight, Fellows and Blue Apron and HostGator. Check them out. Thank you for Randy for filling in the links to all the coupon codes, and Ian for filling in the Twitters. This has been episode 184 of the ITintheD show. Do us all a favor. Drink up your drinks. Get your phone numbers. You don't got to go home. You just got to get the hell out of here. See you next week. Beat it.
The emergency destruct system is now activated.
Conan, what is best in life? To crush your enemies, see them driven before you, and to hear the lamentation of their women.
Long live Flash! You've saved your Earth. Have a nice day.
I have come here to chew bubblegum and kick ass. And I'm all out of bubblegum.
Nice shooting, son. What's your name? Murphy.
Make the run. The run.
Game over, man. It's game over.
It's over, Johnny. It's over.
Nothing is over. Nothing. You just don't turn it off.
I can't say no, and I don't really want to, so.
Well, especially with the back doors open.
Yo! Hold up! Time out! Time out! Y'all take a chill. You need to cool that shit out. And that's the double truth. Root.
Bob loves it in the can.
I hope this was as much fun for you as it was for me.
That's why I like it in the can.
Joe on the trees.
Fear me.
My job is to make sure this program is morally upright and cultural and wholesome.
Shut up, Mimsy! Shut up, Mimsy! Shut up, Mimsy!
Why would Buick put their cars next to the Bentleys? Why? That's not marketing.
The alphabet.
It's brilliant.
Yeah, I can't take that position.
That analogy sucks because it's right.
Because you're getting your 8-track tuned up.
Are we at a break yet? Yeah, so now I'm just doing stupid stuff to make me laugh.
Venture capital is not the end game.
When are we going to talk about me?
Jane, you ignorant slut.
It's my show. I can say what I want.
Yeah. Kiss my ass, go home, unplug, get off the goddamn internet. You are everything that is wrong with the internet right now.
You're so white right now.
I'm the whitest guy in the room. Just explain it to me.
I love this city.
I was banging on the wang.
Really? Should we talk about this? Tag team it. Should I keep going or should I stop?
Can I just say, it's been great being on a show that talks about Mickey Rooney dying for 20 seconds and then poop for 10 minutes.